How's it going, guys? It's Jayton back again today talking about a key ingredient in our all-natural blood sugar stabilizing supplement, Sensolin. And so the ingredient that I want to talk about today specifically is berberine. And so berberine is actually a 3,000-year-old herb that has been used in ancient Chinese medicine to alleviate blood sugar, as well as actually being used as a blood purification agent in a lot of cases, which is really interesting. So some of the benefits that we see with berberine and some of the clinical trials that have been done with it have shown that it's actually is just like metformin without the side effects. So it had a review of 14 clinical trials with over 1,000 participants showed that berberine was just as effective as metformin and several other hypoglycemics with no adverse effects. So a lot of metformin users actually experience extremely harsh side effects, and berberine was actually able to produce the same effect without the side effects coming along with that. And so another benefit was the ability to shrink waist circumference. So you're actually going to be able to shrink the waist size in as little as 3 months whenever you take berberine, which is really interesting. And then we see a 36% remission of metabolic syndrome. So 12 people were given berberine for 3 months and saw a 36% remission of their metabolic syndrome whenever they began to supplement with a high-potency berberine extract. Next is it improves heart health, which is really interesting. So 12 weeks of berberine supplementation was shown to powerfully lower triglyceride levels while also lowering systolic blood pressure. So if you're having trouble with blood pressure, Sensolin might be something good for you to take because of the berberine that's in it. And then it's also very good for gut health. So berberine was in a study with 132 people who received berberine or a placebo for 8 weeks, and people had a massive reduction in IBS, or irritable bowel syndrome, which is something that is almost becoming an epidemic in the country that we live in. So Sensolin contains actually a very potent dose of berberine in it, along with things like banaba, which have also been shown to be extremely beneficial for lowering and stabilizing blood glucose levels and helping to alleviate a lot of the problems that are seen with the different drugs that people are on for these problems. So if you want to check out Sensolin and all the benefits that it has to offer, you can use the link in the description, and I'll talk to you next time.